Hi, my wonderful crochet friends. Today's tutorial is this really cute Santa hat. So I made this as a coaster, but you can use this as a applique, an application, a decoration. Um, you can also make this as a three-dimensional hat. That would be really nice. So all you would have to do is make two of these red panels, fold them together, and stitch them together, and then sew on your cotton balls. Isn't that cute? This sew reminds me of the Grinch. I don't know why. I guess because of just the way it looks, and with the cotton balls, it totally reminds me of the Grinch movie and the cartoon movie. So look at that. Isn't that cute? So I wanted to show you all. This is a 6.5 by 6.5. So from the height is I'm sorry, 6.25 and 6.25. And this is a large coffee cup. This is actually 4 inches across. So this is what it looks like. So there's definitely plenty of room, uh, for you can use it as a beer mug, a coaster, small coffee cups, big coffee cups, glasses. So you definitely have plenty of room for this as a coaster. And wouldn't that be cute as a Christmas party? Or as, oh, if you have family over for Christmas? Well, isn't that cute? I think that it's adorable. So, um, let's get started and let's show you all the materials that you will need. And also, this is a beginner pattern. So a beginner can follow along with this very, very easily. And it'll be a lot of fun. For our materials, we will need our red yarn for our Santa hat. We will need an I-9 5.5 millimeter crochet hook to go with our number 4 weight yarn. We will need our scissors. We will need our yarn needle. And we will need 3 cotton balls. We will also need sewing thread and a sewing needle. We will need to make our slip knot. We will need to chain 21 chains. And 21. We will be working into the back bump so that we have a very nice bottom edge to our Santa hat. So in the second chain from our hook, so here's our first chain. We'll go down to that second chain. We will turn it, and right here is our back bump. So on the back bump of our second chain from our hook, we will make one single crochet. We will go into the back bump of each chain and make one single crochet. You will repeat that until you finish your very last chain. And this is what our row looks like. So for row 2, 3, 4, and 5, we will repeat row 1. So we will insert our hook into our loop. We will chain 1, and we will just turn our work so we can work into this direction. Our very first chain is right here. We will go into our first chain and we will make one single crochet. So we are making one single crochet in each chain all the way across. And you will have a total of 20 chains. And we will do this for the next 3 rows. And then once we complete row 5, I will meet you back and we will begin row 6. I have completed my 5 rows. And if you need help counting your rows, do you see these loops that are going down this way? Right here along the edge? That is your foundation chain that you chained 21 chains. So if you look closely, here's your foundation chains. This is row 1. And row 1, your stitches will kind of look like a V. So here's row 1. And if you go up, and they usually go up almost kind of like a zigzag. But if you spread it apart and look, so you have row 1. Now row 2 looks similar. This stitch looks similar, but it's actually an upside down V. So if you look, your first row will look like a V. This stitch looks like a V. And here for row 2, it looks like an upside down V. So here's row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. So for row 6, we will chain 1 and we will turn our work. In the same chain here, which is our very first chain, our same chain is right here. That is our first chain. In our first chain, we will insert our hook and we are going to make a single crochet 2 together in our first chain and our second chain. So we will insert our hook, go up, grab that loop and pull that through the stitch, pinch right here, dip down, insert into that second chain, go up, grab that yarn, pull it through, and you have 3 loops on your hook now, and you will just yarn over, grab that yarn, and pull it through all 3 loops. And that is a single crochet 2 chains together. So now for our remaining chains, except for our last 2 chains, our very last 2 chains here, we are going to repeat what we just did here. So for the rest of the chains, we will make 1 single crochet in each chain, and then in the last 2 chains here, we will make a single crochet 2 chains together. So I'm going into that 3rd chain and making 1 single crochet. I'm just going to continue this until I get to those last 2 chains. And I will meet you back, and we will do the single crochet 2 chains together. So now we are at the end of row 6. We have 2 chains left, and there's the top of our 2 chains. So now we will insert our hook into that next chain, go up, yarn over, grabbing that yarn and pulling it through. I'm going to pinch here and dip my hook into that last chain. Do the same thing. Now I will go up and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And you can pull right here and give that a nice little tug just to tighten it down a little bit. We are going to chain 1, and what we are going to do from here on out until the end, we are going to chain 1, we're going to pinch right here on that loop, and we are going to give a little tug, and this tightens down that chain 1, and that is going to help us to have a very nice clean edge. We will just flip our work. Now for row 7, we will just be making 1 single crochet in each chain all the way across. So we are just going to go into our same chain here. We're going to go up, yarn over, pull that yarn through that stitch and up, and then complete the single crochet. We are just making 1 single crochet in each chain all the way until the end. Continue with your single crochets all the way until your last chain, and I will meet you back at the end of this row. I just finished row 7, and as you see, it's starting to go up at an angle, which is what we want. So now what we will be doing is we will be alternating row 6 and 7. So for our next row, for row 8, we will repeat row 6. And then for row 9, we will repeat row 7. So we are going to continue to alternate row 6 and 7, 6 and 7, 6 and 7, all the way until we complete row 20. So we are going to chain 1. We are going to tighten down that chain 1. We are going to flip our work. Our next row will be a repeat of row 6, and that means we need to decrease along the edges. So we will go into our same chain here, go up, grab that yarn, pull it through, pinch, go into the next stitch, go up, grab the yarn, pull it through. We have 3 loops on our hook. And now we're going to complete that single crochet 2 chains together. Now I'm going to continue with the 1 single crochet in each chain across until I reach the last 2 chains. So in your last 2 chains here, this chain and this chain, you will make that single crochet 2 together. So just remember to tighten down that chain 1 before you turn and flip your work, and make sure you alternate row 6 and 7, and I will meet you back when we complete row 20. I have completed row 20, so this is what your hat should look like so far. So we have 3 rows left. And for row 20, you should have 4 chains left in total. So for row 21, we will chain 1 and we will tighten down that chain 1. We will flip our work. In the same chain, 1 single crochet, and then the 2 chains in the middle, we will make our single crochet 2 together, and then in the last chain we will make 1 regular single crochet. So for our first chain, our same chain here, we will go into that stitch and we will make 1 single crochet. Our next 2 chains will be the single crochet 2 chains together. So we'll go into the next chain here, go up, grab that yarn, pull that through, pinch, go into the next chain, grab that yarn, pull it through. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and complete that single crochet 2 together. And I'm just going to tighten that down a little bit. And that very last chain will just be 1 single crochet. I'm going to tighten that down a little bit too. So now we have 3 chains left. So we will chain 1, tighten that down, flip our work. So for row 22, we have 3 chains left. In the same chain plus the next chain, we will make a single crochet 2 together. So we have 3 chains left. I'm going to go into that same chain, that first stitch, grab that yarn, pull it through, go into the next chain, grab that yarn, pull it through, 3 chains on our hook, yarn over, complete that single crochet 2 together. I'm going to tighten it down a little. In the same chain plus the next chain, we will make another single crochet 2 together. And what that means is that same chain here that we just finished our stitch in. We're going to go back into that chain, and we are going to do the same thing. Grab that yarn, pull it through, go into that last chain, grab that yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, grab that yarn and pull that through. Now we have 2 chains left. For row 23, we will chain 1 and tighten that down. Flip our work. We have our 2 chains left. In those 2 chains, we are going to make a single crochet 2 together. So we'll go into that same chain, grab that yarn, pull it through, go into that next chain, grab the yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, and complete that single crochet 2 together. And this is what our Santa hat looks like so far. Very nice. So far we have a nice pointed tip. So once we finish our last row, what we will do is we will clip our yarn. We will grab our yarn needle. I'm going to grab that yarn tail and pull it through that loop. I'm going to bind that off so we have a nice pointy tip. So I'm going to thread my yarn needle. Now I'm going to go back into here. And I'm just going to hide my yarn tail. So I'm just going to go in through the stitches along the edge here. And then pull that through. Just going to turn it upside down, and now I'm going to hide going through these stitches here. Sure that looks good. And now clip. And these scissors here, these are pelican scissors, so they're in the shape of a pelican, and they're really pretty designed. I picked these up from Walmart in the store in the craft department, and I really love these scissors. I really like them a lot. So I got these for, I think it was like $5, which I thought was a good price. So if you want to pick those up, you can get those at Walmart. So now I'm threading my yarn needle, and I want to hide this yarn tail. So I just need a look here. So I'm going to go and right here, And I'm just going to try to hide this yarn tail the best I can in through some of these stitches on the first row. See, turn it. Take a look here. I'm going to go up to the second row. Then go back through. I want to make sure it doesn't pull too tight right there. Make sure it looks even. And then clip. So here's the body of our Santa hat. Oh, and I want to measure this for you. That way you know how big this Santa hat is. So this is my inches right here. So at the bottom here, it is just a little over, close to 6.5, just a little over 6.25 across the widest point. And then from top to bottom here, so right at 6 inches, maybe actually more like 6.25. So you got 6.25, 6.25, which is great for a coaster or an applique if you'd like. So I want to show you all what this looks like. So this is a pretty large coffee cup. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. On sale actually, so because it's considered a winter Christmas mug, it was 50% off. And so this is what it looks like. And now this is a very large coffee cup, so you just got to imagine if you have a regular sized glass or a regular sized coffee cup, what it'll look like. So you got plenty of room for you know, your large cups, your small cups, large mugs. Let's see, this coffee cup, the top is 4 inches wide, so this is a pretty big coffee cup. So just so you got an idea of what that looks like on here. So now our next step to finish this off is our 3 cotton balls. So I have 3 cotton balls here. We are just going to bunch these up together just like this. Now if you have a pom-pom maker or any little pom-poms that you can add to this, that's fine. You could decorate this with cute little bells if you want, maybe along the edge or so, whatever you want to do. But you could always decorate it nicely. So these 3 cotton balls we're just going to bunch up like this. We're going to grab our sewing needle and thread. So I just have a regular sewing needle here. We're just going to apply our thread and I will meet you back. Now it is time to sew on our snowball here. So I got them bunched up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch up one end of them together. So I'm just going to go through the cotton balls. So I have my 2 strands. I'm just going to pull those tight. I'm going to go back through it one more time just to make sure that these cotton balls are very secured. You just got to wiggle that sewing needle through there. Try not to catch that thread end there. I'm just pulling it tight. Just going to wiggle that through there. And you can go back around it a few more times if you like. Whatever you feel is best. I'm just trying to get a nice hold on it, get it squeezed up real nice. Okay, so, and I want to do the same thing for this end as well. You can leave it like this if you want, and then just sew it on. That'll look cute as well. Or you can stitch up the top just like you did the bottom. Totally up to you. So now we want to attach to the tip. I'm going to flip this over. And now I want to go back through the cotton balls. I'm going to go back through the cotton balls. I'm going to flip it back over. I want to go back through that tip of that hat. Make sure I don't have any thread showing. So my yarn tail or my thread tail is here. I'm just going to go back through. You can go back through the cotton balls if you want, but I'm just going to go back through the tip of that hat. This kind of reminds me of like the Grinch, you know, how Dr. Seuss, the movie, how you know, their hats and their decorations and their clothes is just kind of a little silly and wonky and stuff. That's what this kind of reminds me with this right here without it sewn together, which actually that's a really great idea. If you have any, you know, Grinch decorations, or you can add this to that, I think that would actually look really, really cute. But you can also turn this into a 3-dimensional hat. So you can make this red hat body, you can make 2, sew them together, you know, lay them like this, sew them together, then sew on the snowballs, and it would be like a 3-dimensional hat. You can also do that. That would look really cute. You can do a lot with this, actually. You can get really creative and make a lot of cute, fun stuff. But I think it's cute without that sewn together. I like the bulkiness of it, and I think it's really cute. So I hope you all really like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. when you give a thumbs up and you like a video, it definitely brings a lot of good positive attention to the video. A lot of people will scroll, and a lot of people, they determine whether or not there's a lot of likes. So the likes usually determine if they choose to watch it. So if you like it, that will help. Oh, great comments. If you all can leave great comments, that also helps as well. And sharing, that really helps in a big way. That definitely helps support the channel and to get the videos out there. So thank you all for joining me. And I will see you guys really, really soon with more great tutorials. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.